All right, Joe Walker here, Wednesday, April 29th, 2025. Running late this morning, website issues. Anyhow, we're going to get these cattle moved and watered. So in the last video I showed at the end of the chicken video, I showed their paddock. So these cattle and sheep are definitely more active early morning and late afternoon into the evening. And so now they're just kind of lounging. They've already grazed their way out there. They actually still have a little bit of water left, so I'm not too late. So we're going to get these posts set down, and I'm going to run the wire, and we're just going to give them this next section up here. It's fairly small, but we're going to get the water off of that spot, start filling up the totes. So let me go grab that and get it moved, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's, this is why we got to move the water here, okay? So this will recover. There's only a little bit left in the tote, so I'll dump that. So yeah, this is just a cut off IBC tote. Chunk that over here, and we'll grab this little 40-gallon trough. When we ran them separate, that's really kind of the reason I got two troughs. So just throw that in there, pick it up, and drag it. So yeah, when we ran the cattle and the sheep separate, I used the 40-gallon trough for the sheep, and this other one for the cattle. But and now that I got them both together, I mean, this is usually the perfect amount of water. I want to say this tote is probably about 100 gallons. So here we go. We can see the graze line. We can see how they've utilized quite a bit of that pasture, quite a bit more than yesterday. So now we're going to put them on this good stuff. Drop the totes, get those filling up, get over here and grab the hose, post reel. So basically, I don't know if you can see that wire, it just runs kind of straight this way. We're just going to run another wire straight this way and give them that wedge. And it's a little bit smaller, so they'll probably only have it for a day, but time will tell. So I guess that's the adaptive part, an adaptive multi-paddock grazing that you're hearing a lot about now. Those guys, the carbon Cowboys, man, they're doing great stuff. Let me pause this real quick and drag this hose. All right, dragging this hose across. I didn't hook it up yet, but yeah, those carbon Cowboys are doing an amazing job. The what's that guy's name? Peter. Anyway, a lot of fantastic content. I really appreciate what they're doing. Just bringing this type of agriculture to the mainstream. But yeah, adaptive multi-paddock grazing. That's what we do. That's what we've been doing since the start. Let me connect these real quick. Let's see if I stick this thing in my pocket, what happens. Phone's in the pocket. All right. Cows are getting water. And we're back. So, oh, there we go. Maybe we got a little water on the lens. Wipey wipe. Clean that one too. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'd really like to have the end with the reel in it out there. That way when I open it up, I got slack, so I can kind of be able to move them through those that tree line, which will be where they're going next. So basically what I'm gonna do is just tie this. Actually, I'll grab a post Grab this post. Hey Nike, you good girl coming out to see me. So let's try the old pocket again. Give me a GoPro or something. But anyhow, hopefully this comes through. I can't really see, so we run the low line for the sheep. I'm just gonna, and the cattle respect it, I'm just going to stab this puppy in right here, right next to it, because I don't want to make it hot just yet. And the way I like to run this line, since usually I'm by myself here, is I like to run the line to where it's going and then come back with the post. So this ain't gonna take as many posts as I got, so I'm gonna grab the better ones that have the hook in the spot. So I don't recall which posts these are, but here, I'll give you a shot of it. These are the better ones. We've tried I don't know, 3, 4, 5 different brands of posts, and we like these because of the multiple spots to put the poly braid, and we also like them because of the thin stake. So the actual tread end part on these is pretty thin, so we appreciate that. Got my reel tied up to the post, and now we're just gonna walk. And you'll notice I run the line over the water, ideally to keep them out of it. I'll have to adjust that, but once I run this line, I can just easily place it, exactly where I want it with the post. So get it good and tight first, and then walk back, stepping in post. So I'm gonna pause this while I finish the walk. All right, so plans in this business are pretty much useless. I mean, and let me explain. I mean, it's a good idea to have you have parameters of what needs to be done in a particular day. But just to give you an example, and this is how important I guess the adaptive part is in the multi-paddock grazing, is just now, for instance, I'm looking at this and I said, okay, we're going to give them this section here. I'm gonna run the line straight down to the corral here and give them this section. But as I was walking, I'm like, I should give them this little section as well, because they're going to come through this opening on the next move. And what we have here is pretty much a solid fence. Now the cattle and the sheep both respect this barbed wire. This is just a really old barbed wire fence that runs from the corral to here, and then the corral is solid, so I don't have to worry about the cattle or sheep getting through it. So what we did is I just adapted, came over here, and this is how we run it. I just twist the post right here. We're good. It's tight. I hook the top end of the post under the barbed wire. I'll hook it under anything, just so that I can pull it tighter. And then we are going to walk back and place in post. Now, if I can do this or not, I don't know. But the post, while I'm holding the camera anyway, but the post is fairly tight. I like to do long sweeping curves. So here's what I'll do. I'll set these down. We'll show one. So with the sheep on this post, I go 1, 2, 3, 4 to that fourth one. So the one just under the one with the big gap. Usually when I'm running just the cattle, I would always run it on this third one from the top. But since we started running the sheep and the cattle together, we lowered it. And like I say, the cattle respect this just fine. I do recall Joel Salatin saying at one time to err on the side of caution when you're running cattle, to err on the side of caution, you would actually run the wire higher than you think it needs to be. And we've always abided by that rule. I think that's a good general rule. But in this particular circumstance, with the cattle and the sheep together, there's lambs. They'll just creep right under this wire. The sheep, the ewes respect it. So the mamas respect it. And the lambs do for the most part. The mamas teach them to respect it. The lambs will kind of creep out under this wire, but the ewes will stay contained, and the lambs aren't going to leave the ewes. So, and the dog respects it. She just wants to stay with the flock. So I'm going to pause this and step in these posts, and I'll be back.